hello. Oh my god, my hair looks so bad. It's okay, this is fine. Because we have good hair days on this channel and bad hair days on this channel. This is one of those bad hair days, so. Okay, so pretty much everybody is like quarantined and isolated in their house, and 90% of the time I'm in my room anyway, so I don't personally care, but I hope that everybody is being safe, that everybody is staying healthy, everybody is not going out into public if they don't have to, not being around people if they don't have to, and just try not to be too anxious about the situation. Just do what you can, donate if you can, and stay well. In other news, today I want to make a video before the sun is already going down, but it's okay, it's fine. I don't know if anybody else does this, but when I go book shopping, I always get books for like my future children. Like children I don't even plan on having anytime soon and don't want anytime soon, because in this economy, like who's doing that? I still buy books for like my kids in the future, so I figured that I would do a bit of a video talking about some of the books that I want to give to like my future kids. Like I hope it's not too sappy, but I don't know. I hope that like at least one of my kids is a reader, so that we can like have reading dates and read together. So I have 10 books here to talk about for the books that I want to give to my mini prees, my little mini prees in the future. You know what I'm saying? My little mini book readers in the future. So I'm gonna talk about those 10 books. Most of these books are books that I read growing up, or books that like give me like nostalgia or whatever, that I'm gonna try to like force onto my kids, like psst, 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 psst. Don't you like this book? Don't you want to read this book? Type deal. So let's get into it. Okay, so the first book that I have is Power. Oh wait, I have it up here. This is the first book that I have. It is Power to the Princess, 15 Favorite Fairy Tales Retold with Girl Power. And I got this book a while ago. I think I got this book like 2 years ago. I love it so much. I just recently finished it, and it's like a ton of like fairy tale retellings that just like aren't so generic, and like the prince saved the princess and everything was fine and everything was perfect type deal. It makes more complex characters. So much diversity in this book. Like there's like female romance, and then there's male romance, and then there's a blind love interest, female MC that's in architecture. There's female MCs that run businesses, female MCs that get like all these awards and all this cool stuff. And I just thought it was so cute, especially like the little pictures and stuff. Just like flipping through this, I can just like imagine giving this book to like my future kids, because I want them to read books that are more diverse, and I want them to read books that have different families and different royalties and different like settings. Like I don't just want it to be a king and a queen and their kids and their princes. Like I want it to be more diverse. I want it to be more complex with like different characters, and that's what this book gives me. It's just so full of like everything that I want my kids to like read about, and I want them to read this. And they're all short. They're only like maybe 4 or 5 pages each of them. So yeah, I really love this. Okay. So the next book that I have is Where the Sidewalk Ends. And I don't even know when I'm going to give this to my kid, but like I bought this specifically for my kids. It's so shiny too. Look how shiny. These are like really quirky poems that have like sketchings and drawings in each, and none of them make sense. They're all really nonsensical, and I remember reading this growing up, and I just thought it was so cool, because I thought like none of the poems made sense. Everything would be like backwards or like upside down or like weird or like strange, and it just was like, it was so interesting. I love these poems so much. I'm trying to keep it, you know, keep the quality of the book, so that when my kids get this, they're able to like read it and enjoy it. And I just, oh, I love this so much. Like all the pictures and stuff are so weird. Look at it. Yeah, no, this was one of my favorites growing up. I remember reading this book. I held it so close. I remember checking it out to the library, and I just kept checking it out. The librarian there was like, you have to bring this book back eventually. And I was like, okay, I already read it. I just want to keep it. I didn't want to get rid of it. But yeah, this was one of my favorites. So definitely. So this one I don't have a physical copy of, but it is a book that I'm pretty sure everybody knows about. It's GEB Jones and the Beauty Shop. And I had a physical copy of this one, I think, but I have no idea where it is. But me and my sister read this book series when we were growing up, and like I just was so blown away by all the things that she would do that was like insane and just like get away with it. And then you just saw like the exhaustion on her parents' face, and I just thought it was funny. But I feel like if I read it now as an adult, I would feel so bad for her parents. But GEB Jones is always in trouble. She's always doing some shit she does not have any business doing, always not listening to what adults tell her to do. I thought they were hilarious. I think my sister got inspiration from the books though. So we had a bit of a different outtake from them. It brings me back such good memories, and this one specifically, I remember her just chopping off her hair. And around the time, I think it was my cousin, he like chopped off his eyebrow. So it was like relatable, because honestly I would never do anything like that, but I would just like watch all the chaos going on around me. Like I was like one of the quiet, weird kids that just was like observing and seeing all the like my cousins and my sister always getting in trouble. I never really did anything. And yeah, right around the time I read this book, my cousin cut his eyebrow off. So we love connections to books. Definitely would give this to my kids, but I would let them know, like, don't try any of this because it's not good. You ain't gonna have the same outcome, okay? GEB Jones is a fictional character. Don't get no ideas, okay? We don't need none of that up in here. The fourth book that I have is, oh, kinks back there, Lord have mercy. The next book that I have is The Little Old Lady That Swallowed a Fly, and this one is not like an impactful book, but I remember it was one of the first books that I read that got me into like storytelling. My teachers, all of my teachers, I feel like all of my teachers in elementary school at some point read this book to me, and it was so much fun because like the build-up of the story will get longer and longer and longer. Like it started off with her swallowing like a fly, and then she would swallow something to get the fly, and then she would swallow something else to get that, and then like the story just kept getting longer and longer. And I remember like me and all my friends like hanging out and like reading this story and like getting all tongue-tied and just like saying it over and over again with like our teacher, and it just was like so much fun. It just was like such it was so much it just brings me so much nostalgia. It just makes me feel so happy. And this is definitely one of the books that just was a staple in my childhood because it was like a peak for storytelling for me. It didn't make no damn sense because I think at some point she swallowed a horse and that's how she died. But okay, yeah. So the fifth one that I have is a series, and I swear like these series were like a fever dream. Bailey's School children books. And it's like I kept mixing it up with Goosebumps. I wasn't a Goosebump head. Like I never really got into Goosebumps. I feel like everybody growing up was reading Goosebump stories and I wasn't. And I was mixing up this series with Goosebumps because they're kind of similar. I don't know if they're from the same author, but I think the Bailey's stories followed like teachers or like adults that like were vampires, or just like they were in a setting they were supposed to be in, and then like all the kids would just be like, well, she does this different and she does that different, and that's why we think she's a vampire. Like it would be like little things of them like watching their teacher and like, is she a vampire? It was like a mystery, but like children mystery. But I just remember them like following around like the adults and like finding out if they were like this mystical creature or like they weren't supposed to be this mystical creature. I just thought it was so funny. Even like especially like the covers. I remember the covers a lot. Like I remember trying to figure out if it was Goosebumps or if it was this series, and it was this series. This was the series that I loved so much, and I loved it. I loved it so much. Like I like when like nonsensical or like magic realism is added into books. So let me know if you guys read this series. Bam! Okay, so the next book that I have is Little Leaders, Bold Women, and Black History. And this one I recently got. I think I got it for Black History Month. And it just was so cute. Like I'm pretty sure you've seen this in my recent book haul. If you haven't, I'll be sure to link it up right up there so you can check it out right up there. It's so cute. Look at it. So it just has, I think my favorite part of this book is the art. Like, look at that. It's so cute. Everything is so cute in this. And it just is full of all these black women in history and like things that they've done, things they've accomplished, and like stuff from the past, stuff in the present. And I just, I love it so much. It's so cute, and just, I'm just living for it. It's just, it's so adorable. Like I buy stuff like this. I swear I can't be alone. Like I know other book people buy stuff for like their future kids. Like I'm not alone in this. I buy stuff like this, and I can't wait. Someday. To all the women whose stories are in this book, thank you for being leaders, thank you for being brave, thank you for being bold. We are grateful and we are inspired. And to all the leaders yet to come, big or little, I cannot wait to hear your stories. Like, how precious. Look at that. Oh, so freaking cute. I'm one of those messy readers that get food stains in books and rip books and drop books and dent books. So I'm trying to keep these specific books up to par so that they can get to where their destination is, which is my children's hands. But this is pretty self-explanatory, I mean, as you know. And they need to know. They need to know about the impact, okay? They need to know. The 7th book that I have is, I'm pretty sure everybody knows this book, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, which follows like these kids, and then they ended up getting whisked away into like this magical world, going through a wardrobe. I think this was like, because I mean, Harry Potter was like a staple in my childhood, but we ain't talking about J.K. Rowling in this video. She's a hot mess right now. We're gonna leave her out of this video, but I feel like The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe had more of an impact on me because this was like the first book that I read that had like kind of like magical, like I really saw the magic, like I really saw it in my head. And I think the first person that read it to me was my teacher in 4th grade. Her name was Miss Faranya. I loved her so much. She always said, oh, like, my name is Miss Faranya, and if you hug me I'll get fur on you, because she had 2 cats. And just I loved her. I loved her so much. She was so cool. She had the coolest way of like telling the story to us, and I just like followed along. I ate it up. And I remember she only would read certain chapters during class, and she was like, don't read ahead, don't read ahead. I read that whole damn book. Like, she would read like 3 chapters per class. I remember I went home and I was like, I cannot wait till the next day to listen to the next 3 chapters. I remember reading the whole book, and I just kept rereading it. And she was like, how many times have you read this? Because she figured out that I had already read it in advance. But I couldn't wait. Like, I loved the story so much. And then we saw the movie, and it just was like, it was just the best. Like, it was just the best. It's giving me so much nostalgia. Like, this is making me so happy. So these are 2 books, and it's called Goodnight Stories, Rebel Girls 1 and 2. So this is kind of like Little Leaders, but it just is like women in history, black, white, every race. It just talks about their stories and their biographies and the impact that they had in history. And I love these so much. I've seen both of them, but they are expensive, okay? They're like $32. So I'm like, we just gonna wait. Like, we gonna hold out on those. But they definitely are, they're on my mind. I'm gonna get them soon, eventually, but they're expensive. $32, like, I'll wait for them to go on sale, okay? But I definitely want to get these to my kids because I just want them to see the impact that women have on history. I feel like so many women worked so hard throughout history and they weren't given the proper recognition until like way later, or even some of them are like dead, and now people want to give them recognition, which is like crazy to me. So I definitely want them to know ahead of time who run the world. They need to know the impact that women have on this world, period. Okay, so number 9 is like another series. This one is called Help Me Be Good. I don't know if anybody's heard of this series before, but my mom had us reading this damn series all the time. Like, I remember it was like a huge box set, and like every time we got in trouble, or anytime we argued, or anytime we did anything we weren't supposed to do, she would make us read these damn books, or she would make us read these books to prevent us from doing shit that we're not supposed to do. It was taking me such a long time to remember what they were called, but I texted my mom like, what is the name of that series you had us read growing up? And the second that I saw the picture, I was just like, oh my god. I remember the show off one, my mom always made my sister read that. The lying one and the fighting one. It just has like synopsis of like kids getting in trouble and how not to get in trouble, I guess. Like, don't lie, don't be a show off, don't fight with your brother or sister, blah blah blah, don't be greedy, you know, stuff like that. Okay. Okay, so the 10th book that I have is silly, but it's important. So, where is it? Ta-da! This is the 10th book. Okay, don't make fun of me. This book, it's not impactful like some of the ones that I put on here, on this list, but I don't know, it just was silly. Like, it brings me good vibes. Like, this whole video is supposed to just be like good vibes with all of the shit that's going on right now in the world. I just need some good vibes, alright? So I'm gifting this to my children. I don't give a damn. They're gonna read this damn book. Captain Underpants, man, come on. I think there's like a show of it or some shit like that now, so it's still alive and well. I read this growing up with my best friend. His name was Ryan. Elementary was a weird time for me, but like me and him, we were just like We had so much fun. We would read this together and we would do like the flip-orama pages together. It pretty much follows these two best friends that put some kind of spell on their principal because he's really mean to them. So they put some kind of spell on him to where every time they snap or something like that, he turns into like the superhero, which is Captain Underpants, and he fights crime. And pretty much the crime that happens is specifically because of the two main characters, because they're the ones that are causing the mayhem and the drama. This was my peak humor days, and like I was always reading this. Me and my best friend were very strange kids. Like during lunch, we would like remake Courage the Cowardly Dog clips like at the lunch table. No one asked us to do that, but we still would do it. It's fine. And then we also did like SpongeBob clips, and then like when we got our hands on this book, everybody was so grateful because we were not talking and not doing live plays of our favorite TV shows. But this is just hilarious. It's just so near and dear to me. That's why I wanted to wrap up this video with this one. So those are all the 10 books. Some of them are series, but let me know in the comment section below what some of your staple children books are, or if you know any of these books, because I feel like some of these books that I've read growing up, nobody read these books. So yeah, let me know in the comment section below. And that is it. Thank you so much for watching. Okay, bye. Always remember, read a book, keep your life interested, and I will see you next time. Bye.